welcome in. Welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast live Sunday night NFL wrap-up edition. Yes. So, as usual, you know what we're going to do. Transform and myself, we're going to run through these games and give our thoughts on the NFL action this weekend up through Sunday night. Obviously, there's going to be the Monday night game tomorrow night, but since we can't see the future, we won't talk about that one. Transformer was man.
Hey, man, another day, another football Sunday, seeing the champs win in a 11th different way.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
12th different way. Excuse me, they're 12-1. The 12th different way they can
win, man. They are. We're going to talk about that, man. But I'll just say, if you want to beat the Chiefs, you're going to have to blow them guys out. Like, there's no other way.
You got to put them out of their misery.
You have to.
You got to put them out early.
Yeah.
Give them no chance.
No. If they got a chance, they're going to beat you. They are going to beat you.
Yes, sir.
Laker Nation, what's good, my brother? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. 49ers did look like their old selves, and we will get to that one. Some quick notes, non-NFL notes, college football playoff final rankings and brackets revealed today, man. Any thoughts on that? Anything stood out to you, surprised you?
Bama didn't make it.
Yeah, I like that.
Bama didn't make it, man. Them Bama fans are going crazy right now.
That's right.
They did not make it.
How about you don't lose to two bad teams, and then that won't be a problem?
Oklahoma will do it to you.
Mm-hmm.
You can't lose to Oklahoma, man. They looking at, oh man, you lost to Oklahoma. That's tough.
And you ain't even lose. You got smacked down by them.
Got blown out, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I like it though, but you know Greg Sankey is over there whining like crazy. SEC commissioner, he's whining. Oh, why did we get 4 teams in? The Big Ten got 4 teams in. All this freaking nonsense, man. But it is what it is. I can't wait. I'm excited for the playoff to start, man. I don't like what they did with Notre Dame, but I'll probably talk about that on a college football episode of the show. So,
oh man, you gotta let it get yourself rejuvenated, rested, well rested to go ahead and bring up all your numbers, all your facts like you normally do, and just let them have it, bro. Let them have it.
Oh man.
Okay.
Well, no, I don't think it's anything to let anybody have it about. It's just like I was looking forward to hopefully a slightly higher seed and an opportunity to host one of those Southern teams so they could really feel the brunt of the cold and all that. And they matched us up against an in-state team where the home field advantage is not even an advantage.
Nah.
And, if and when Notre Dame gets past Indiana, guess what's their reward for that? Georgia in the second round. It's like, come on, man. But, we're going to do what we got to do. The Irish understand the price they pay for independence. They agreed to it for an opportunity for a seat at the table. And now, just time to go play ball. All that's over with.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Go 1-0.
Y'all normally rank would have been y'all would have been third.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, you would have been third. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. But that independence to do it to you. But yeah, very, very exciting time in the world of sports, man. Very exciting time in the world of sports.
Yes, sir.
I love it. Well, we only got a couple in the chat, man, but since it's late, you want to go ahead and get to it?
Let's get it rocking, man. I'm going to hit the spill.
Oh, yeah. Let's hit the spiel, and then we'll get started. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
If you're here on YouTube and you haven't already, please make sure you go ahead, click that like, that subscribe, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept up to date whenever we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio-only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast, and we should come right up. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you give us that like, that 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. And finally, make sure you write it down, put it in your phone, set an alarm, do whatever you got to do to remember. Saturday nights at 7 p.m. we are live here on the Format Podcast, and we'll give you the opportunity to call in, talk to us, get at me. I love it. I can't wait. Christopher Hagan, see you in the chat. What up, dummy? What's going on,
what up,
brother?
Dummy? What's going on, stupid?
All right, man.
He must have choose the Chargers to win. He must have choose the Chargers.
He choose them.
He choose them.
Oh,
I miss G, man. G need to be here.
Yeah, G working that crazy shift now, man. These
Yes,
late night
sir.
joints, they'll kill him.
Yes, sir. But speaking of the Chiefs and him choosing the Chargers, we're gonna
There it
start
is.
off with the Chargers losing yet
Mm,
again to the Super Bowl champions. The Kansas City Chiefs have now sealed their division. They're now
mm,
12-1. They sit alone at the mountaintop in the AFC with
yep.
a 2-game lead over the Buffalo Bills. So now they have a little bit of wiggle room to maintain that number 1 seed throughout, to
Mhm.
maintain home field advantage all the way up to the promised land in which they're trying to reach their 3rd Super Bowl. So Patrick Mahomes, another game-winning drive to win in a different fashion. This time they win by the doink. They doinked it in to win the game 19-17, man. What's your synopsis on this football game here, brother?
Man, I'll keep it brief. I did choose the Chargers as
The
well.
Chargers.
Yeah, I thought that they would be able to figure this out, and being one of the better defensive teams in the league, I think number 1 scoring defense. I just felt like they would be able to split with Kansas City this season. That wasn't able to happen. They lost the game. Gus Edwards, 10 carries, 36 yards, so not a lot. They weren't able to run the football the way they wanted to. 24
Correct.
carries, 94 yards, and we know that Jim Harbaugh teams always want to run the football, be physical up front. Now, I love the fact that they didn't get away from the attempts. They continued to attempt to rush the ball, but Kansas City did a great job stopping the run. And anytime you got a close game, and the Chargers played it about as well as they could, given what they've got. But anytime you have an opportunity to play a close game, Patrick Mahomes going to find a way to beat you, man. That's all there is to it. You, like we were saying earlier, if you want to beat the Chiefs, it appears you have to blow them out, because if it's close and there's any time left, Mahomes is, he's turning into the new Brady in terms of winning these close games with just driving down and either getting a field goal or a touchdown. He will beat you.
No, correct. As you guys saw with the last drive, that scramble to get Kelsey that first down to now pretty much seal the opportunity for the Chargers to have any type of get back, or some type of way to get the ball back, to even have a chance to try to either win it outright or whatever the case may be. Patrick Mahomes just found another way. He is now 500 when he's trailing in the 4th quarter, which is the highest ever in NFL history. So again, man, that just goes back to the prowess of Patrick Mahomes as a player, and Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs as a team. Them boys, you can never really count them boys out. That's a championship caliber team, man. If you were to look at the stat sheet, line for line, this looked like a neck and neck football game, right? Justin Herbert only had 21 for 30, 213 yards and a touchdown. Patrick Mahomes did nothing better. 24 for 37, 210 yards and a touchdown. So they were pretty much neck and neck, both being sacked 3 times. You look at the rush attempts, both of them rushed 24 to the Chargers, and the Kansas City Chiefs 25, with 94 yards respectively for the Chargers and 96 yards respectively for the Kansas City Chiefs. So everything was neck and neck, man. This was a real true divisional game. Nothing like the shootout that we saw that we're going to get into later on about the Bills. But, when the game's on the line and you keep it real close and you allow Patrick Mahomes to touch the football for the last time, spell trouble. Go ahead and just call it, right?
Yeah.
It's a great chance, better chance that he's going to come and knock you out and win the football game. So Kansas City found another way yet to get it done against a formidable opponent in the Los Angeles Chargers, man. It was a great game. It was a great way to end it. That was about it. You got anything else on this game?
Yeah, real quick, I'll say the scary thing is, man, I think even though they're not the same explosive offensive team, man, the Chiefs truly believe that when it comes down to it, they can always win. They can always win. It's crazy. Yeah, absolutely, Bruce. The championship caliber teams, man, they know how to win close. That's all there is to it. It seems like every bounce goes their way, and they all know how to win close. When you're that good, that's how it goes. Yeah, you're going to have to blow these guys out if you want to beat them, because a close game, they will not lose.
Correct. To be the man, woo! You got to be the man.
That's right.
Now, they're those guys, man, 12-1.
That's a fact.
Every single week, man, me and Bruce, we say the same thing over and over, and they found a way.
They found a way.
Game where it didn't look like your typical Kansas City game from 2 to 3 years ago, where it's just high flying, 300-yard Patrick Mahomes, 100-yard Travis Kelsey, an 87-yard next receiver, or back when Tyreek Hill 150-yard, 2 bombs or something like that. They're literally winning those neck and neck, tough, gritty, grimy football games, and they're getting it done, man. So salute to the Kansas City Chiefs. They are now, like I said, the divisional leaders and the AFC leaders in the NFL. So good job, Kansas. We're going to move on over. We're going to rewind all the way to Thursday night's football game. Another big doozy. The Detroit Lions handled the Green Bay Packers 34-31 at home in another very, very tight football game in which they won by another field goal in the closing seconds to put the Packers away. What do you think about that game there?
I think what we're seeing here, man, it really appears to be a collision course for the Super Bowl between the Chiefs and the Lions. And in that one, I'm not sure who wins, but it really appears that these guys are really just they are, I don't even know what the expression is, but they are headed for that. They're headed for that. They're playing a game of chicken, I guess. They are really about to crash into each other. So we'll see if they both meet up in New Orleans. It's going to be very interesting. This was tough. I picked the Packers here, as you well know. And Jordan Love didn't play poorly. He didn't light it up. He didn't play poorly. Just overall, man, I think Detroit just appears to be, in my estimation, some people say it's Philly, but they appear to be the best team in the NFC, and they keep proving it. And they're another team that seems like they know how to win. I wouldn't put them on the level of the Chiefs in knowing how to win, right? Because Chiefs are 2-time defending champions. But it looks as if the Lions really know how to win. Of course, there's a lot of consternation about Dan Campbell's gambling and whether or not it's going to eventually cost the Lions. But, I mean, he appears to have a tremendous amount of confidence in his team. When it's fourth down, when it's close, he'll go for it. He believes he's going to make it. And that appears to just be his nature as a head coach. But this is a very good football, 2 very good football teams here. And who knows, depending on how the NFC playoffs draw shakes out, if we might not see these guys play again this season.
Yeah, no, true. It was a very close game. As a Green Bay fan, I was up and I was on the edge of my seat pretty much the entirety of the football game. But, you saw 2, in a sense, Lions going back and forth with one another. I do like what my team was doing with, choosing to run the football more than passing it. 24 attempts to 24 carries to, Jordan Love's 20 attempts on the passing yards. That's a great formula to win. Josh Jacobs with another hat trick, but unfortunately came into a loss, man. I'm not the one to, point blame at refs or anything like that, but there was some questionable no calls, especially when you're looking at how they're treating the quarterbacks over the last, couple of weeks with Trevor Lawrence and the hit and Leighton hit and stuff like that. But Jordan Love called a doozy to the face, and, that wasn't called. Numerous pick plays by the Detroit Lions where, the refs just kind of let that go and said the receiver was running the route. They literally called it against us on a touchdown that would have gave us a 4-point lead with a little bit more cushion to, have Detroit have to go down and literally score. But Detroit Lions were clicking on another level. It's, I'm not going to say that they wasn't going to score because those guys were just playing at an elite level. So still a great football game with those teams. Packers are literally in the midst of a great next 5 years, right? I think they're a piece away on the defense when it comes to a cornerback. Again, Jair Alexander did not play, and that's going to be the 3rd divisional game alone that he has missed. So I think at this point, Green Bay is definitely going to be looking at drafting another top-tier corner to eventually either replace Jair Alexander or put alongside him, just in case if there's games where he does not play. So, but salute to the Packers, man. They're trying to keep their heads held up high, and they're only sitting 9-4. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to take the division now at this pace. We're 3 games behind Detroit, and Minnesota is literally 1 game behind Detroit, and we'll get to that team a little bit later. But Detroit Lions are a force, man. They're a force. I'm pretty curious on what it's going to look like if the Lions and the Eagles do have that collision course in the playoffs. I think that's going to be one of the better games to see. If not, then I would definitely love to entertain a Green Bay Detroit Lion rematch, which I think would happen if we do meet them, if we get past the first round. Because we're sitting at 6. That means we're going to play the 3rd seed, which at this point would be the Seattle Seahawks. Not a rollover team, but If they beat the Seattle Seahawks, then of course we're going to draw the Detroit Lions in that second round. Because I think Philly knocks out whoever is going to be in that 7 seed, which I think is the Commanders. So, great game, man. Great game. You got anything else on this one?
No, not really. Just wanted to respond to Bruce in the chat. It's not, well, I guess it is about no faith in the Ravens. I got to see it, man. And I guess faith is belief without seeing it. So maybe you're right, but I got to see it. I know they're an outstanding team, but this year they haven't always played like it. And I don't believe in that OC, Todd Monken. I don't. So I just got to see it, man. That's all there is to it. So you can have the blind faith, but I'm not really that guy. I got to see it.
Yeah. He's choosing to have a little bit more logic in his picks there, Bruce. Bruce number 2. All right. Jordan Love more Brett than Aaron. I would agree. Jordan Love, he's a risky guy. Aaron was never that type. Aaron would throw the ball away in a hot minute if he doesn't see what he likes downfield. Jordan Love does risk it more. I'm not gonna say he throws as many picks as Brett, because Brett was just a gunslinger by trade. If Brett played in his football game, you're getting way more than 20 attempts out of Brett Favre. So, but yeah, I do sense that Jordan Love is a little bit more Brett, because he will make the risky plays. So, but yeah, we're gonna move on over. We're gonna fast forward all the way back to the Jacksonville Jaguars. This Sunday finally got another W in what I call the trash game of the week, battling the Tennessee Titans. They got it done. Mac Jones, hometowner, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, found a way to still beat the Tennessee Titans, man. What you think about this game? And you have 30 seconds. Go.
Yeah, that's about it, man. Just 2 bad teams playing here. Didn't expect to see much. Didn't see much. Think I got this pick wrong, but hey, man, whatever. Neither one of these teams is doing much of anything.
This is a pick 'em. This was a pick 'em.
If this was the NBA, they'd both be in the draft lottery. 2 bad teams. There you go.
Yeah, the battle for the number 1 seed still goes on. I don't know who will have it right now, but I know
the Giants have it right now. The Giants or the Raiders.
Giants are. I think they both have 2 wins. Right. So at this point, Jaguars and Tennessee Titans, they're battling still for that top 5 position in the NFL draft. So nothing else. Shout out Tony Pollard. He got triple digits in the run game. Unfortunately, that just wasn't enough. They couldn't put points up on the board. And like you said before, man, Will Levis, you're on the hot seat, man. This was a game that you shouldn't lose. And Mac Jones giving you the ball back twice should have been enough for you guys to take away this W, but you couldn't get it done. So that's it. That's all I got on this game, man. We're gonna move right along to Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets are officially today eliminated from playoff contention. They fall to 3-10 as the Miami Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa do a game-winning drive in overtime. Aaron Rodgers never sees the field again after the 4th quarter, and they now have a fighting chance, a puncher's chance to getting in the playoffs, the Miami Dolphins. What do you think about this game?
Again, man, this was a game we saw flashes of old Aaron Rodgers. I said, whoa, okay, the Jets are going to pull this off here. All right. And no. So this is, again, the situation where I got to say, man, shout out to Tua, because I just didn't believe in this dude. But this team is just night and day without him. And both of them looked really good today. Credit due, but the Jets, man, they just need a reboot. They're pretty much thinking Cancun. They can't wait for this thing to be over so they can start fresh with a new coach and a new mindset and new mentality and a new year. And hopefully it'll be Rex Ryan will be back there, but that's a different story. But yeah, I didn't see anything too special here.
No, nothing too special. And the only thing that I saw that was truly special and something that's worth talking about, Tua Tagovailoa before the end of the 4th quarter was actually going in pretty bad of a funk. I believe he was 0 for 10 on his last 10 attempts before at least tying the football game to get them guys into overtime. And he got in overtime and he literally just put the team on his back, man. So I was literally thinking about the drive as you were I was looking at the drive and thinking about you on how you were like, man, Tua Tagovailoa, man, bad player. Don't know why you give him that contract. But when we saw Tua Tagovailoa go down, Miami Dolphins couldn't get anything going. They went down with him. And
yes,
as soon as he comes back, they look like a very, very decent team, good enough team to even make a playoff run. here now. And like I said, they still have a fighting chance to get that spot. Not going to be able to win the division, but they can try to get into that 6 to 7 seed while they're 2 games behind. So if they can win out, man, they do have that opportunity, man. But both quarterbacks got over 300 yards passing. A lot of gunslinging when it came to the football, and one came the victor, and that was Tua Tagovailoa.
That's right.
Yes, sir. Anything else on this football game?
Nah, man.
Poor Devontae Adams, man.
Yeah.
Just told somewhere else, brother. You didn't have to follow Aaron. We'll get to that another time.
Yeah, he could have went to Baltimore. That would have been good. But anyway.
Could have came back home, but that's also
could have done that too.
Could have came back home.
Facts.
Come on back home. Just hit him with that Dave Chappelle Prince episode. Come on in, man. Let's go. Let's get you a chip. Let's fight and get you a chip. So we're gonna move on over to the next football game. Kirk Cousins and his return to the Minnesota Vikings stunk it up again. This is now 4 straight losses ever since Bruce started picking the Falcons to win. Kirk Cousins has now thrown 2 interceptions in this football game. If you combine them with last week, I believe that makes 6 total.
6 total.
So 0 for 6 on touchdown to interception ratio. While Sam Darnold made a, I would say, MVP case with 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I mean, if you want to look at his stats, it kind of looks like a good case to be made. He has a good record. No. I want to look. Let me see the odds. I want to look at the MVP odds. I think Sam Darnold did.
Look at the odds. I'm gonna check his total numbers.
Yeah. If you go back and you look at the comparison between him and Josh Allen, we'll get to his game later. I mean that they can draw a good argument that Sam Darnold does belong in that conversation. But Kirk Cousins got the L today. Do you have anything to say about this game, or are you trying to look at the odds right now?
So I say this, and we'll talk about them later. Tampa Bay is going to win this division, even though Atlanta beat them twice. And remember, I picked Tampa Bay to win the division at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
but no, this game, I don't know what's going on with Kirk Cousins. He appears to have fallen off a cliff. And I'm watching this thing, and I'm saying it's Penix time, man. It's Penix time. If you want to salvage your season, bench this dude and get Michael Penix Jr. on the field, because you need to do something to spark this team, man. And all these picks this guy's throwing, it's a bad look. As for Sam Darnold, I've been saying all the time, I don't believe. But in fairness to the guy, he's had a heck of a season. Clearly, without question, his best professional season. So I got to give him props. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's got a hell of a lot of weapons there to throw the thing to in Minnesota.
And those weapons showed up today.
Sure did. But at the end of the day, man, he played really well and has played really well for the majority of the season. Absolutely, Bruce. You're right, man. You're right. It's time to give Sam Darnold his flowers. He persevered through his first couple. Yeah, he did. No, he's in a spot where he understands the system. Clearly, he's got a rapport with his offensive coaches. He's got weapons around him, and he's playing well. Shout outs to Sam Darnold for what he did today and what he's done for most of this year. I kept saying I didn't believe, and I still don't, but from what he's shown, I got to give him his props. So you're 100% right, Bruce.
No, absolutely. Like I said, with that game, they fall 1 game behind the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and literally Tampa Bay kind of controls their own fate. If you look at their schedule here, they got a couple favorable games in a row. The Las Vegas Raiders, the New York Giants. They do play the Commanders, but then they end the season with the Panthers. So if they can at least squeeze 3 out of those 4 wins, they still have a chance of, still getting on top of that division. Tampa Bay has to play upset Jim Harbaugh in next week's game against the Chargers, then at Cowboys, then versus the Panthers and New Orleans Saints. We'll see what Derek Carr looks like if he's going to be out for any extended period of time with the concussion and the hand injury. But they control their own fate, man. So I'm gonna still pull for Atlanta to win that division. I was bullish on them before. I can't give up on them now, even despite the 4-game loss and Kirk Cousins just literally throwing the ball away at any point in time in the football game. But good game, man. Was you able to look up his Sam Darnold's numbers?
Oh, yeah. Let me go back here real quick. 28 touchdowns, 10 picks, I believe, and just under 3,300 passing yards on the year. Only thing, QBR seems a little low to me. I think he's got QBR 58 on the year. So Not, not insanely high, but overall really, really good numbers. And again, by far his best season of his career. So yeah.
I mean, by far, not even close. I don't think he's had anything close to a season like this. And of course, a winning percentage like this. I mean, they're sitting at 11-2. So they're doing
and
great.
He's completing 68.5% of his passes. Like that's big.
Incredible.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Absolutely. That sounds like that boy Shadir Sanders in Colorado. All right, we're gonna move on over to the
like that, man.
Say again.
Don't disrespect Shadir like that, man. Don't do that.
I mean, the numbers comparison. I mean, a
bit
of a point. Nah, I'll take it. All right, we're gonna move on over to the next football game. The New Orleans Saints have found a way to win against the sadly New York Giants.
I was about to say, can we skip this? This is terrible, man.
Yeah, but no, go ahead. But we got to call it.
Yes, we got.
Unfortunately, man, we sign up for all the games, not just a couple. Sir. But the New Orleans Saints found a way to get to stop the New York Giants from having a chance of a comeback. They win the football game 14-11. Derek Carr did leave the game in the third quarter, I believe, with a concussion and hand injury after I believe it was a sack or a sideline hit. I can't remember exactly which one. So he is going to be questionable for the next couple of weeks. We'll see how that turns out because that's going to be big. Atlanta and Tampa do have shots at at New Orleans for the rest of the football season to kind of shape up that division. But you got any takes on this football game?
No, I didn't see much from this game at all. I didn't see much from this game. I don't see much to discuss in this game other than just, again, two bad teams. And I'm really more looking ahead, seeing like what's the future for the Giants because obviously they need a quarterback. Obviously they need a lot. Brian Daboll, he's probably going to get fired here. I just don't know what they're going to do, what the plan is, because now I'm hearing reports that, well, I don't know about reports, but I think Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco were talking about it last night, saying that Coach Prime apparently wants his sons to go play for AP in Las Vegas. But the thing is here, we don't even know if Antonio Pierce is going to have that job next year with the Raiders. So there's that.
Yeah.
Secondly, if the Giants have the number 1 overall pick, who says they won't draft Shadir Sanders? And then if they try to draft him, is Dion going to block that, like pull an Archie Manning and say, yo, my son is not going to play there? So it's like, what's really going on? We have no idea what the future holds for the Giants. The Giants are a terrible team. They cursed themselves by trading away, by allowing Saquon to walk and sign within the division. So, man, they're just in a terrible, terrible spot. New Orleans needs a new coach. New Orleans needs a new quarterback. They're bad. Like, I don't know, man. These are just some bottom of the barrel freaking organizations here right now.
I think this offseason, they should definitely look at trading Alvin Kamara. That's your true one weapon that you have that's at least valuable in the trade market. At this point, the Saints should be looking at a full-blown rebuild. Just full-blown, start from ground zero, stockpile some picks, let those stars go and, succeed elsewhere. And of course, you can draft the running back in any draft, and it doesn't have to be early in the draft, but you definitely going to have to answer the question at quarterback, question at offensive line, excuse me. You got to have to get a new coach. So I think it's time for that new regime of players and a head coach. So, I think Alvin Kamara is going to be one of them pieces that we see in the offseason that end up on the trade block, and somebody hungry enough in the NFL is going to be going to grab Alvin Kamara this offseason. So that's my early hot take that I'm going to have right here on the New Orleans Saints, man. But we're going to move on over because that's not much to talk about for a football game. We're going to move on over to the other threat, the $3 million bet on Philadelphia Eagles, man. Saved some guy's pocket because they were in jeopardy of costing this guy $3 million just to win $344,000.
They beat understand
that. It's hey, when you got money to blow, sometimes you just find ways to blow it.
Just degenerate gambler.
You find ways to blow it. Philadelphia Eagles beat the Carolina Panthers 22-16 in a fourth quarter game-sealing touchdown. Saquon Barkley with another hot game, 124 yards out of 20 carries. That looked good. Jalen Hurts, not much needed from him. He got a touchdown on the ground. Another few touchdowns came in the air, but only just a buck 08 up on the yardage. You're obviously just keeping the ball in the hands of your team MVP, who's trying to make that cry for MVP, and they got it done, man. What do you think about this football game here, brother?
So this one surprised me. Maybe it shouldn't have, but it surprised me. Bryce Young is not lighting the world on fire, but playing significantly better since he got benched and came back, to the point that Carolina is seriously considering not drafting a quarterback this year. Now, I'm sure part of that is the quarterback draft is not viewed as an especially great one, but regardless, he's playing a lot better. He's showing a lot of confidence, and the Panthers, although their record is bad, they are competing. And at the end of the day, like, even with a bad team, once they're competing, it's like, okay, you can live with that, especially, the first year of a new regime with coaching and all that. But the Eagles continue to do what the Eagles do. They're winning, and they're another team that can beat you close or they can blow you out. And Saquon is he's got over 1,600, more than 1,600 rushing yards already, and is on pace to set the single season record. So we'll see if he gets there. There's been a lot of guys that have been on pace to get there and didn't quite make it. Adrian Peterson being one of them, Barry Sanders being another one of them, Derrick Henry being another one of them. So, a lot of all-time great running backs have been close, but not quite got over the hump. So we'll see if Saquon can get it done. But the way the Eagles rush the football, man, another 209 yards on the ground today. They're very Baltimore-esque in the way they can run the football, or maybe Baltimore is Philadelphia-esque in the way they can run the football, right? But
absolutely.
You love to see it in terms of, at least I do, in terms of that old school football and relying on pounding the rock and playing great defense to have success and win games. And that's what the Eagles are doing right now. Shouts to the Panthers. I know there's no moral victories in sports, especially not professional sports, but just watching the way these guys compete, like, it looks a lot better and it feels a lot better.
Oh, yeah, I already know. Hey, Todd Monken. Hello.
Don't do that.
Todd, hello.
But you're right, though. You're right. You're right.
That's all I got. That's the only take I got. All right, that's all I got for the rest of this game. Todd Monken, I present you your offense.
Todd Monken hears you when they're playing against bad teams. When they're playing against good teams, he goes away. Start doing all this nonsense. That's right.
Hey, what's G's favorite play y'all call?
Oh man, the tight end screen.
Tight end screen is coming, baby.
Yeah,
that tight end screen is coming. Okay, but Todd, I present you your offense, big buddy. I present you your offense, man. That's exactly what you guys can do. But yeah, shout out to Philly. They got it done against a team that's not laying down, man. Bryce Young is not laying down. I'm actually, I'm so proud of that kid, man. I mean, got a lot of slack for his position, his size, getting benched early in the season. He's literally making that fight to, like, hey, look, I can be good. Just put some weapons around me and let me showcase my talent. So, man, shout out to Bryce Young for keeping up with the Philadelphia Eagles in a close one. All right, we're gonna move on over to Edward Jackson. Come forth, Edward Jackson. Come forth. You are now here on the podium. The Pittsburgh Steelers walk away with another victory against a formidable divisional opponent. I say formidable because the Browns seem to always keep it close between the Steelers and the Ravens. But they win the football game 27-14. Letting Russ cook is obviously working. Russell Wilson with 2 touchdowns, nothing incredible on the yards, but when you needed a play to be made, Russell Wilson found a way to make a play. Jameis Winston with 212, 2 touchdowns, but again, as many touchdowns he can throw, he's also shown that he can throw the same amount of interceptions with 2 interceptions on the day, and the Pittsburgh Steelers walk away with a win.
I just don't understand why he's been in the league so long, and he's talented, but he can't seem to protect the football. He can't control the turnovers. I can't figure that out. And he's talented, but he's not good enough to overcome the turnovers, right? Like, Brett Favre is the all-time leader in interceptions, right? Okay, got you, but he's not that good to be able to, be like Brett Favre and overcome that. So I don't understand. No one's been able to coach this out of him, and he hasn't been able to get it under control. He's been in the league long enough. I just don't get it, man. I don't.
No, I mean, you got a point there. I can't call it either. I can't call it either. I love the girl. I love the guy's personality. The man is a joy. He's a freaking treasure to be around, to witness play, to witness interview, to witness post-game, pre-game speeches and stuff like that. But just as many touchdowns that he can throw. He could throw the same amount of interceptions. So
that's right.
That's just been his bugaboo throughout his entire career, man. And it's hard to put a pin on it. You would say, it's more Brett Favre-esque, but way more reckless. Recklessly throwing the football. So it's just tough, man. It's just tough. But yeah, you got anything else on this football game?
Nah,
excuse me, Edward Jackson. Did we say enough for you, brother?
Yeah, the Steelers are just continuing to just drive on and win football games, and it looks like it's pretty clear they're going to win the division. But I mean, we got another matchup with them in a couple of weeks, but they're just playing good football this year, man. And shouts to Mike Tomlin, but we'll see what happens.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Edward Jackson, man. Good job on them Steelers, brother. They looking good. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
Okay, that's enough, man. We don't need all
that. My bad, man. That's my brother, man. I got to show some love. If not, he going to call my phone and be like, bro, you couldn't give me no more love. Couldn't give my Steelers no more love, bro. Come on, man. Come on, B, man. You got to give him more love. Shout out to
Nino, man. Nino, too, man. I don't think he's in the chat tonight, but shout out to Nino, other Steelers fan. Yeah. And Steve Splendor. So,
I thought he was a Brown. No, he just talks crap about the Browns.
We got a few of them. We got a few of them. So
got a couple of black and yellowers up in there.
No doubt.
Right now, the Buffalo Bills do hold the tiebreaker over the Pittsburgh Steelers, but they're currently tied for that second spot in the AFC. But like I said, the Steelers control their own fate, in which they are going to be playing the Baltimore Ravens here in 2 weeks, I believe.
Yes, sir.
We got a bye week this week, so in 2 weeks, y'all play the Giants next
week, and then the Steelers.
Then the Steelers. All right, so they hold it, man.
No, Edward Jackson, I'm not letting him cook on. No, we don't need
Let me cook. Let me cook.
We don't need that.
All right, man. We're gonna move on over to the next football game here. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have now seized control. They're on top of their division in the NFC South. They beat the Las Vegas Raiders, who were down. Now their second quarterback, Aiden O'Connell, will be down with a season-ending injury for the remainder of the season. So they're now going to be looking at Desmond Ridder, possibly to weather the rest of the storm and lose as many football games as they can to stockpile picks and possibly go and get them a quarterback in the draft. Baker, touchdown maker, 3 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he got to chill with the turnovers.
Yeah, looking real Jameis Winston-esque, but he came out on the victorious side versus Jameis Winston on the losing side, man. What do you think about this football game here?
So let me say this. Going into this game, Baker was, I think, one of 3. No, he was the only quarterback going into this game in the league that was top 5 in yardage, touchdown passes, and completion percentage. So now he's 7th in yardage, and he's 3rd in touchdown passes, and he's near the top. He's completing 70% of his passes this year, which is crazy, especially given all the injuries he's had to his elite weapons, right? And so just kind of to see what he and Tampa Bay and shout outs to Todd Bowles down there have been able to do to kind of right the ship despite the injuries that they faced, man, is really, really good. The Raiders are still playing hard. They're still competing. That game was close for a while, and then Tampa Bay kind of broke it open. But at the end of the day, I think, we know the Raiders are just bad, right? They're 2-11 now. Again, I don't believe Antonio Pierce is going to be there next year. And the Buccaneers, I'm really impressed with how they've been able to come back and get back into the lead in the division, despite losing 2 games earlier in the season to Atlanta. And so in terms of this game overall, man, it was what I expected because the Raiders are just not good. Finally, we have a Michael Mayer sighting with the Raiders. 7 catches, 68 yards. Go Irish. Been waiting for that, man. But you know what? Speaking of Las Vegas tight ends, Brock Bowers, 3 catches, 49 yards today. Shouts to Brock Bowers, who has broken the rookie tight end record for receptions in the season. I think he's at 88 now, right? I believe he's at 88, if I'm not mistaken. So shouts to Brock Bowers, man. One hell of a season, man. He's a beast. He's doing this to 87. He's doing his thing. And he may also end up breaking the record for among rookie tight ends for yardage in a season. And guess
87.
who holds that? Guess who holds that? Mike Ditka.
Oh yeah, Mike. I was trying to think. I'm like, oh, I know it's an old school player, man.
That's going
Real
way
old
back.
school player.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Ditka, because he currently sits at 933 yards.
That's right.
He has 87 receptions, so he's on pace to break that record, man. That's going to be exciting.
Mm-hmm. So again, man, shouts to
him.
Shouts to Brock Bowers for having a great game and so far a great season, and probably, hopefully if he can stay healthy, leading to a great career in the NFL. But yeah, Tampa Bay, they did what I expected them to do. They won, and Baker's got to stop throwing picks, man, because if he can do that, this can be a dangerous team in the NFC. It gives somebody some problems, or maybe even catch an upset somewhere.
No, absolutely, man. Like I said, they control their own fate. If they can win out, they can win the division. They don't have, like I said, they do play the Los Angeles Chargers coming up next. And pissed off Jim Harbaugh, who just lost a doink game against the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah. So they're gonna look to try to keep some headway because they're currently sitting 6th in the conference. They're tied with the Denver Broncos, but they do hold the tiebreaker. So they're gonna be looking to seize control and take over that football game. So I wouldn't be shocked if you see the Chargers run the ball 35 times for 180 yards on the ground to try to put some foots in the team and let the AFC know, like, hey, we're still here to battle, and we're looking forward to playing whoever's going to be facing us in this first round of the playoffs. So that's going to be exciting to see. Vegas, you guys are just looking at the draft at this point, man. Only bright spot you got is Brock Bowers passing Mike Ditka in the reception department as a tight end. So good luck on that, man. I like Brock Bowers, though. That's the one bright and shiny star that I like watching over there, man.
And maybe, just maybe, if you start throwing him the ball, Michael Mayer can,
You just want that Irish man.
I do. No, because he was a beast. He was, Anyway, we'll move right along.
But tight end is a quarterback's best friend. You are absolutely right, Laker Nation. That is always going to be the correct answer. The tight end is always a quarterback's best friend.
And real quick, before we move on, if to that point, Laker Nation, tight end being a quarterback's best friend. If you look at it, what was it? It was on third down on that final possession of the Chiefs game earlier tonight. Patrick Mahomes is moving around and scrambling around, and guess who finds that little soft spot in the zone? As usual, converts on a key third down. You already know. So, yeah. So, Brock Bowers can become that to whoever his quarterback is. That's a beautiful thing. So,
yeah. The one man you don't want to leave unguarded is the one man you guys left open.
It's always like he'll start running a route and then just break it off and just find the spot. And Patrick Mahomes,
I think it was a chip block. He chip blocked and got out. It was more like he faked the block and then
he does that.
He does it all the time. He does it all the time. He fakes that block and he scrambles out because at this point, not Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes stepped up in the pocket, ran around, and found him on a scramble play.
I do like a nation. I do.
We're not even done. We got another guy that we got to throw in there a little bit later, man.
I do.
So we're not even done, man. Just sit back, relax, and stay tuned. All right. We're going to move on over another great game by the Seattle Seahawks. They are now 8-5 in their division.
Team, it's quietly a good football team.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. Quietly a good football team. They now hold a 1-game lead in their in their division. They win the football game 30-18 against Kyler Murray and the midget Cardinals. In the Cardinals. What you got about that game, man?
Man, Seattle plays, they're not dominant, but they play solid defense. And again, every week we say the same thing. You don't know what you're going to get from the Cardinals. You just don't. And Kyler Murray, Kyler Murray had a solid game today. 259, 2 touchdowns, but 2 picks. And Marvin Harrison Jr., 4 for 49. Like, they were raving about him. Oh, he's the best wide receiver, clearly wide receiver 1 in this draft, and blah, blah, blah. I didn't see it. I really didn't. I believed it was Rome Odunze. I still do. Some might say Malik Neighbors. That's fine. But I don't know if Marvin Harrison Jr. is just kind of one of those guys that, being a legacy, all the talent is there, but maybe the desire is not there. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like, obviously his father is one of the greatest wide receivers ever, but like, does he to me, he's never looked like he cared too much. You know, it's just like,
Yeah.
okay, the talent is so overwhelming. I'm going to go play this game. But excuse me, he doesn't appear, in my estimation, to care a whole lot. And that's showing up because of the inconsistency and the inability to be as good as his talent should allow him to be. That said, Seahawks, man, this was a good game today. 176 yards on the ground. That's how they want to play. Obviously,
Yep.
they have a defensive coach. They want to stop they want to play good defense, and they want to run the football, and they were able to do that. And Geno Smith, no turnovers today, very efficient, 24 of 30, 233 and a touchdown. So, quietly a good football team, and again, they look like they have the inside track to winning that NFC West, and we'll see where it goes from there.
No, absolutely, man. Shout out to Zach Charbonnet for stepping up. They were down there running back, the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, they were down there running back, and he stepped up big, 22 carries, 134 yards. He had a breakaway 51-yard touchdown as well. So he really put foots in that Arizona Cardinals team to really establish that run game, and that literally opened things up, pause, for Geno Smith to make the plays that he's been making a lot in the fourth quarter. Geno Smith has been making a lot of great plays in the fourth quarter to get his team to win. This time he made a lot of plays to just keep the Arizona Cardinals at bay. This game was kind of in the ballast early for Seattle, and they just kind of just maintained that lead and to keep it on up. I care about the Seattle Seahawks, Laker Nation, because they're looking like they're going to be our first round draw as a Green Bay Packers team. So I'm about to dissect the heck out of them. All right, to make sure I'm looking at every line, every stat line. Okay, Green Bay, look at this. Look at Zach. All right, he's running that thing. Y'all need to stop the run game. Stop the run game. Make Geno try to beat you. And I don't think that Geno can beat us by himself. So take away their weapons, and you're going to be good. But yeah, man, I agree with you, man. Marvin Harrison Jr., he's not really been showing – it's his rookie season, so I'm not going to put a whole lot into it, but he's not been showing much this year to be wowed about. He does have 7 touchdowns on the season, sitting at 655 on the reception yards. That's kind of what's the puzzling thing. I wonder if that's just a chemistry thing between him and Kyler Murray.
Well, some games it looks like the chemistry is there, so I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, I don't think the desire is there. That's my thing. He doesn't seem like he cares to me. I could be wrong. I could be entirely wrong.
No, we'll see. We'll see as it goes down. He had 8 targets, 4. He completed 4 of his 8 targets, excuse me. But Kyler Murray loves Trey McBride. Ooh, I almost had to sneeze. Excuse me. But that is his tight end. Quarterbacks do love their tight ends as Laker Nation, as stated earlier in this chat.
Yes.
But
did we notice that Geno Smith is quietly 4th in the league in passing yards? Anybody notice that?
I think we mentioned it a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
I mentioned it. Yeah. Well, I think we were talking about the quarterback leaders, and I think at the time he was 1st or 2nd. Yeah, he was at the top. He's been at the top of he's been up there in that conversation for most of the season.
Hey, real quick, Edward Jackson, I just saw this comment, bro. We can't try to make this bet now when you pretty much got the division sewn up. Let's do that. We'll do that
front runner
at the beginning of the season. We can do that then. We can't do that now, brother. Come on now. That ain't
at least
cool.
make the bet that you guys beat them 2 times in a row. Would you take that bet?
I'll take that bet.
Okay, there you go. I created the segue there for you, Edward Jackson.
Yeah, we can do that.
He will wear a Pittsburgh Steelers shirt if the Pittsburgh Steelers can beat the Ravens in back-to-back football games in the 2024 NFL
if they
season.
did that, I would have to go buy one and wear it on the show. Jeez.
I'm pretty sure he'll find you one. Hey, my brother got the plug on sneakers and all types of sports paraphernalia. So
no doubt.
He will probably mail you one ASAP. If not, he'll send it. Hey, B, man, hit his money, go to Dick's. And get it.
Sitting here with a terrible towel, like. Don't worry, I'll take the terrible towel. Blow my nose on.
Edward Jackson is in the know. Handshake has been made. All right, both of y'all about the same complexion. You didn't have to change the skin complexions on the hands. So, I got to get you, bro. Love you. All right. All right, moving on over to the next game. This game was a shootout of all crazy proportions.
Man, it was like a college game, right?
It was literally a college game. You would have thought that this game was just both teams laid it all on the line. The Los Angeles Rams beat the Buffalo Bills in a nail biter, a doozy, a crazy shootout, 44-42, in a game where Josh Allen has 6 touchdowns, 3 on the ground, 3 in the air, MVP ready, but his defense couldn't stop a nosebleed from scoring on him. And Matt Stafford gets it done 44-42, man. What do you have on this game?
Man, just a hell of a game overall, man. This was... Why are we adding stuff, man? Why are we adding stuff? So wait. Okay, that's cool, but what is Laker Nation gonna do? What is Laker Nation going to do if the Ravens win? We got to come up with something for him.
Oh, we got to push it.
I don't have any
talk yourself into it, Laker Nation.
Yeah, we got to come up with something for him. Yeah, we got to come up with something for him. I'll wave the towel and I will wear a Steelers shirt if they beat us again. But we got to come up with something for Laker Nation, though.
Yeah, I think Laker Nation is a 49er fan. If I don't get me wrong.
Not Laker Nation. I'm sorry. I meant Edward Jackson. Pardon me. I didn't mean Laker Nation.
Oh, because he. You know, I'm about to throw you under the bus, Laker Nation, but I love you, right? You got Lakers in your title, so
yeah, he's a Niner guy.
Okay, so Edward Jackson, let's go ahead and get this clear before we go into this Rams Buffalo Bills.
Let's come up with something on this end.
What are you going to have to do, Edward Jackson? Obviously, you're not here on the podcast, but what you're going to do, I'm gonna go ahead and call this right here. We're gonna have to get you a Ravens jersey. You can go ahead and go to what's our cousin's name? Jesus Christ, it's leaving the top of my head. He's gonna curse me out too. But he's a Ravens fan. You have to get his Ravens jersey, take a picture, and I'm gonna put it on the podcast.
There we go. There you go.
That's fair because Bruce is on the podcast. Yeah. If he has to wave the terrible towel on the podcast, Edward Jackson, we have to show you on the podcast.
Yeah. And I'll wear a Steelers shirt and I'll have the terrible towel if we lose. That's fair.
Jazz, that's my cousin's name. Jesus Christ. All right, Jazz. He has to go. Edward Jackson, go to Jazz's house. Get a jersey. I know he got about 40 of them that he cries tears all over every single season. All right. Grab the jersey. You're going to have to take a photo.
Matter of fact, no photo. We're going to send him the link and he's going to get on here with us wearing the Ravens jersey. That's what's going to happen. Because if I got to sit here and wear it, that's what we do. Yup.
You got a Ray Lewis jersey. Okay. Yeah, that's actually kind of cool, though. Right?
That is cool.
That is kind of cool.
Ask him if you could borrow that. And if you lose, you're going to come on the show with us. And, you will wear that jersey for the world to see.
Yes, sir. I'm going to text Jazz, too. Yeah. I'm going to text Jazz. And I'm going to make sure that you get that jersey. I'm going to make sure he knows about the bet. Yeah. All right. Laker Nation is the middleman. He's calling it fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's fair.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely fair.
This would be fun. All right, bet.
Here we go. Edward Jackson.
All right.
With the mismatched hand colors again. Y'all both about the same complexion, brother.
All right.
All right. So moving back on over to this football game, what is your take on Los Angeles Rams and the Buffalo Bills, man?
Absolute shootout. Both of these quarterbacks played insanely. I love the fact that not only did Josh Allen throw it for 342 and throw it for 3 touchdowns, he ran it for 3 more with 82 yards on the ground. He just showed his overall versatility and how dominant he can be as a quarterback. Now, with that said, obviously we saw earlier in the season when the Bills got shredded by the Ravens. So the question is, if they met in the playoffs, the Bills and the Ravens, will we see a similar result? Not so sure. But excuse me, I really think that Josh Allen is really beginning to cement that MVP case. I know he wants it. Well, I think he just wants to win, but I know that the powers that be have wanted him to be the MVP for a while, and he may have a very legitimate opportunity to get it. Meanwhile, the Rams are playing. They're still playing good football. They're in the hunt for the AFC West, the NFC West, excuse me. They're in the hunt for the playoffs. So this is just an exciting NFC. Kyron the Siren, 2 more touchdowns today.
Go Irish.
For 80. Go Irish. 29 touchdowns for 87 yards. Not necessarily a lighted up day. And you know what I realized when I watched Kyron the Siren play and how they use him? They want him to be Saquon Barkley. And he's a very low budget Saquon Barkley, right? He's kind of that type of player. Obviously not to that level, clearly, but he's that type of player in terms of his versatility. They want to use him in the passing game. Obviously, he can run the football, etc. So, but the Rams, man, played really well. And this is I know this was exciting for people to watch. Me personally, I am a defense guy. I love defense, man. And so like seeing 44-42 in the NFL is just kind of weird to me. But it was exciting. It was a keep you on the edge of your seat type game. And again, watching the greatness of a player like a Josh Allen do what he did, that is also pretty cool. So yeah, that's what I got, man.
Yeah.
Both of these teams are really good. Both of them look playoff bound. It's going to be really, really neat to see who comes out on the top in the NFC West in terms of winning that division.
Yeah.
And obviously, excuse me, obviously it's also going to be really good to see what happens with the Bills going forward here and how Josh Allen ends up in the MVP race.
No, absolutely right, man. Kyron the Siren Go Irish has been, really holding his own. I like how they're adding Blake Corum into that mix. A Wolverine in the backfield as well, right alongside him, getting their mix together. Laker Nation, I don't really agree with you. The Rams are an inconsistent football team. Ever since they've gotten their weapons back, you got to remember they were out Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, his major weapons for most of the season. And once they got him back, they literally went 6 for 8 in that stretch. So I wouldn't truly say inconsistent. And they had a loss against the Eagles, who we say, if not the best team, the second best team in the NFC, and then the Dolphins. So I mean, they are a formidable football team. Matt Stafford does have championship DNA. He won a Super Bowl before, Cooper Kupp as well. But Puka Nacua, man, he showed his behind today. 162 yards and a touchdown. That go-ahead touchdown to kind of put him up by 10, I believe, at that time. 9. They did miss the extra point, I believe. But to put him up by 9, Puka Nacua, put the team on his back and tried to seal the game as much as he could. But Josh Allen, man, I mean, if you were to say this man gonna have a season like this, I wouldn't believe you. Looking over his last 3-4 seasons where he had Stephon Diggs there, you now know that it was a forced issue to get him the ball, right? When you take away that need to have it guy away from Josh Allen, he's showing you that he can really, really get the ball across all of his receivers. 5 receptions to Shakir, 6 to Cooper, 4 to Hollins, 2 to Johnson, 2 to Samuel, a couple to Cook, 1 to Knox. He's really, really spreading the football around a whole lot more without necessarily, having to get the ball to Diggs at all points in time. But he's getting it done with his legs as well, man. 3 touchdowns at that quarterback position, through the air, on the ground, man. That says a lot. As he's still making that case for MVP, because I know we said if they lose, then Jared Goff will have a shot here, but Josh Allen literally left no shot at you blaming the game on him. I put up 42 points, I scored 6 touchdowns. Defense got to do something to help us get this this win right here. So but shout out to the Los Angeles Rams, man. They're doing good. They're kind of in a situation where they can control their own fate. They're 1 game out of the playoffs right now. They sit 1 game behind the Commanders, but they're also 1 game back for the Seattle Seahawks as well. So, they do have a shot to, take that 3rd or 4th seed if they was to win the division. So big shout out to the Rams there. We're going to head on over, since Laker Nation keeps talking about the Los Angeles Rams. Let's talk about his San Francisco 49ers, man. San Francisco 49ers win the football game against the Bears. All right, 38-13 in a game where they lose now their 3rd running back. Garendo went down. I believe it was an ankle injury. Laker Nation, correct me if I'm wrong. But he did exit the game early. But this game was long over by halftime, which they were up 24-0, and literally just kept the Chicago Bears at bay while they walk away with the victory, man. What do you have on this football game here?
So I got a good buddy I've known since high school, and he's a big Bears fan. And for whatever reason, he cannot stand the 49ers and cannot stand Kyle Shanahan. So I took some extra joy in this particular game today. He's always talking smack about Shanahan. And this is a bad 49ers team, a 49ers team that has not looked anything like the Niners teams of the past few years. And they they welcomed the Bears into into their stadium, and they dominated them. They gave them 38. So I shout out JB. What's up, JB? Yeah, I know you're not watching, but I'll cut this clip and send it to you. So anyway, I'm petty like that, right? But no, in all seriousness, man, I know the Bears are a young team with a rookie quarterback and all that, but they're not supposed to let a Niners team in this condition do this to them. Brock Purdy, extremely efficient, 20 of 25, 325, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers.
Looks good.
As you mentioned, Garendo gets hurt, but yet San Francisco still runs for $131, and they completely locked up Caleb Williams, right? He had 2 touchdown passes, including a beauty in the back of the end zone to
Rome Odunze.
Who I believed, and I think I told you this, was the best wide receiver coming out of college last year.
You did.
But just watching that was a beautiful with the toe tap and all that. But
it wasn't even a toe tap. He just drove his feet to the ground.
He got both of them down. That's right.
It was like his legs were extended, and he just put them together and just.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm getting in this end zone, man.
To watch the Niners get to Caleb 7 times and just I'm watching that and I'm thinking, Karate Kid, finish him. They put the beats on the Bears, man, and I for one rather enjoyed it. So shout out to the 49ers, man. Great win today. And who knows, it might be the type of win to propel them into a little bit of run. And now again, in the most, not the best division, but maybe the most competitive division in the NFC, you got, everybody seems within 2 games of each other, right? Both the Niners and the Cardinals are 6-7. Who is it? The Rams are 7-6, and the leaders, the Seahawks, are 8-5. So anyone can still win that division. It's up for grabs. So, much needed for the 49ers. By the way, George Kittle's just went off today. 6 catches for $151. So
correct.
Just a much needed, really big win for the 49ers today. That's what I got. Bears are terrible.
Yeah, the Bears are terrible. Ditto everything you said, man. They got it done on the ground. They got it done in the air. Brock Purdy this was one of those games where Brock Purdy had to remind everybody, like, yo, I'm due to get paid. This is why you want to pay me, right? I can't look good because the Bears have a solid defense. Can we agree on that? All right. So it's not like he's throwing against a subpar poop-putt defense that can't get after him and can't stop him or whatever. But he only got sacked 1 time, 2 touchdowns, 20 for 25, like you said earlier, super efficient, 145.4 passer rating. Just literally carved up the Chicago Bears at every point of attack on that defense. Not a lot of teams have been able to put up the numbers that Brock Purdy put out today. So, big game for him as he's looking to go ahead and get that contract signed during this offseason. But Juwan Jennings, once again, that was a receiver that I said prior to the season that he was going to have to step up big this year. I saw flashes of him last season. This was another good game for him. 2 touchdowns, 7 receptions out of his 8 targets. So, San Fran's still finding another weapon. That's why I said I'm not down on the 49ers, and I don't think it's the writing on the wall for them because they still got other weapons. Juwan Jennings, they just got Brandon Ayuk back. They're going to have to address tight end soon. George Kittle is getting a little up there in age, but they got Ricky Pearsall out of Florida. They can go ahead and start getting him ready. And obviously, you could put me and you at running back, and obviously we're going to look good. They go down Christian McCaffrey. Guess what? Jordan Mason steps up. All right, lose Jordan Mason. Isaac Garendo steps up. I'm curious to see who the next running back is going to be because if that running back looks good, then San Fran can make any running back look great, right? With that offense, man, they do have some solid running backs back there. But on to the Bears side of the field, just a bad football team. I said it at the beginning of the season. I believe G had them not winning the division. I think he had his second in the division. He had Chicago high up on his pie chart. And I was very, very curious because, you can't go from bad to, make a jump like that, in my opinion. But they're 4-9, bottom of the barrel. They're not they're not mathematically eliminated yet, but, in a case, they are eliminated. I don't think they're going to have no type of resurgence anytime soon to come back. They're 0-6 on the road. So
it's tough.
They can't win road games. So that's been their biggest problem this year. So, but man, shout out to 49ers. That is the last game that we do have up on the show. Do you have any takes on the Monday night game? Any last second changes? I said it's
No.
with a purpose.
No.
No. You don't want to talk about how the Cowboys they still can make it. They got it. No. Okay. All right.
No.
Simpsons episode. No.
Nah, man. I think Cincinnati's going to carve them up.
Hey man, shout out Ken Wilder, man. I had a conversation with my brother earlier. He's a little bit down on his Cincinnati Bengals. Them wasting a MVP-ish season for Joe Burrow, man. That man has 3,337 yards, 30 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, but yet they are 4-8 and giving it up to everybody and their mama on the defensive side of the football.
Really
man.
wasted a freaking elite season from this guy.
That is
QBR
correct, man.
74.2.
Hey man, Ken Wilder, bro. I care. This is my virtual love to you and that football team in Cincinnati, man. He was hurt. He was hurt. He said, man, that gives me a reason, man. Less stress on Sunday. I got nothing to look forward to now. But other than that, did you want to let Edward Jackson wants to call in? I believe he wants to talk to you, brother.
Let's do it.
All right. Hey, the phone line is open for you, Edward Jackson. 904-219-8264. All right, 904-219-8264. Save the number in your phone as the Format Podcast.
Please do. Y'all been here long enough, man. Save the number in your phone, man.
Put the number in the chat. Like, come on. You comment 100 times every segment, every episode, and here you go. What's the number? It's literally on the bottom of your screen. If you look at it, it's following right here.
All right, here we go. Let's take this.
8264.
Edward Jackson, what's good, brother?
Transformer, Bruce, what it do, man?
Maintain it, fam. How are you?
What's going on, Eddie?
What's going on? Bruce, all the big girls get loose with it. Like Shaw said, let Bruce hit it. What it do, man?
All right, I like that.
Hey, hey, what's going on, man? Hey, challenge is accepted.
All right, I look forward to
challenge it. Accepted.
That should be fun. That should be fun.
Yeah, it will be real fun. I'm talking my mess now. I mean, hey.
Oh man, you know how we do, man.
We 10-3. Oh man, it looks good, man. Hey, be honest with you, I did thought Russ was cooked, but he's doing good for us so far. I'm loving it.
You're right.
I'm really having a problem with George Pickens. He got to grow up. I don't want him to follow that line down with the AD pass and stay the play fool.
Right.
I'm loving it. So we're doing good. Mike Williams, sorry for the Jets. Hey, bad loss for them, buddy. He's doing good with us, man. I mean, with the right quarterback, Mike Williams, he's doing good. I love that one-handed catch that he did today. So
sometimes you just need to change your scenery, right?
Sometimes
same scenery. That's all it was. Hey, whatever happened to DeJounte Johnson? He got suspended or something for one game?
Yeah,
that's your team. You go ahead.
He allegedly didn't want to come into the game or some nonsense. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Can't have guys like that, man. You got to go.
From the reports, he was disappointed that he wasn't getting the targets that he normally would like. And they called him to go into the game, and he refused to go into the football game. So they gave him a team suspension, 1 game suspension for that behavior. So
super juvenile.
Hey, we got him off our hands. So
yeah, you did.
Okay. we let y'all have. We good, man. But yeah, man. I mean, it was a good game, man. I'm really excited about the game. They beat us the first one. We got them back again. This time, Russ he didn't throw the ball too much. He was under 200 passing yards, so we was good, man. Our defense, hey. I just want to know this, though. This is what I'm saying. If I really hate this quarterback award thing. I mean, because Saquon Barkley looking really, really good. And you saw what I think he got to do something spectacular. Like he got to be Eric Dickerson rusher just to get it. Because last one we saw when it was AP. So he's doing really good, man. And Derrick Henry, hey, Transformer, I don't need you to give him no ideas or nothing like that. Now I heard what you said about what they need to do now. No way.
Yeah, they sure do. They just need to follow the path. This is not hard.
It's not, man. It truly isn't.
Yeah. Well, let me continue watching the show, man. I'm gonna let y'all guys get into it, man. I just want to call and say what I need to say, and challenge accepted.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, I'll be on my homeboy Jazz house. He's a diehard Ravens fan, so we're gonna watch that one.
Right,
hey,
no
tell
doubt.
him I said what's up. I'm gonna text him, man, so we can lock this in for sure.
I gotta find that gear
For
also
sure.
in case
Make
it
sure
comes
y'all
to
send
it.
me that. Yeah, make sure y'all send me that link. I ain't gonna be a sore loser. It's gonna hurt me though.
No doubt. No doubt.
All right, man. Y'all have a good night on the show, man. I'm loving it.
All right, brother. You too,
All
man.
right, brother.
Thank you.
Love you,
All
bro.
right, man. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to this channel.
Appreciate that. All right, Transformer. I guess that's it, man. That's the wrap for the week.
Yes, sir. That is the wrap.
Monday Night Football tomorrow night.
And why we got to end it with that game? Why did they make the Simpsons episode like that to where you could not flex that game?
Well, they thought that
better. Yeah.
That both teams would be better, right?
True.
So they probably were expecting, okay, this is going to be a game. It's going to be a crazy shootout and all that. It's a good standalone game. All right, let's hear from Bruce, and then we're going to get out of here.
Yep.
Bruce, what up, man?
Mr. Echo. There he is.
Yo.
Fix that echo, brother.
Yo.
What's up, Bruce?
Hey. Brucey. Have some faith in the black and purple, baby. Hey, Super Bowl bound is destiny. Hey, will we play that in our last Super Bowl?
49ers.
Where? Like, what state?
New Orleans.
And where's the Super Bowl being played? Where's the Super Bowl being played this February?
NO.
Yes. History repeats itself, doesn't it?
Y'all see. Listen, I got to see it, man. That's all. Todd Monken, man. I don't believe in that dude. I just got to see him do what he needs to do in a big game. That's all. I just need to see it.
Correct.
Oh, hey, this bye week came at a perfect time, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
This bye week came at a perfect time.
I can agree with that. Needed it.
Yes.
Then they're going to take it out on the Giants next week and really get prepared going into Steeler week.
Yes. This was the reset button we needed.
We'll see.
Did you see the press conference when Lamar Jackson talked about his mother called him out? Like everybody else was calling him about take those lanes?
I didn't.
Oh, yeah. It was right after the game. Mama got on his ass.
Talking about you take those lanes. Stop playing around. You want to be you want to be the Dan Marino. No, you're Lamar Jackson. Go.
Mm.
Yeah, she got on his ass.
He talking about he waiting for the receivers to run open.
Yo, but
I think we're gonna see a different Ravens team. This after the bye, I think the run package is gonna be better. I don't like Derrick Henry in a single back set. I want to see him in Ricard in the eye.
So I tend to agree with you on that because I love having a lead blocker. However, he has played just about his entire career in a single back set. And as we know, he's had a tremendous amount of success with it. But that said, I agree with you. I love the power eye because I love having a lead blocker. But I guess that's my old school football mentality. But I agree. I agree with you.
And it's like before the bye, it's like our play calling been a little predictable. Like you could tell, like when Justice Hill come in, you already know it's most likely it's gonna be a pass.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. What screen?
When Henry is most likely they're gonna try to pitch that shit. Or hand him or stretch it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just truly believe I'm ready to get off the phone. I ain't gonna hold you boys. I'll let y'all boys get some rest. I know you're probably tired. I just truly believe that bye was at a perfect time.
I think you're right.
I think we're gonna pay much better coming out the bye. And shout out to Zach Orr and the defensive heads of the Baltimore Ravens. They've been playing very, very well in the secondary.
That's a great point. You're right. Yes. Thank you for bringing that up. That's true.
They benched Marcus Williams and they cut Eddie Jackson. Darius Thomas been playing lights out ball. And I remember I said this. They was playing Kyle Helmets too close to the line. He need to be in the floater spot in the back. Ever since then, and they put Tre'Davious White in their cornerback. Mm-hmm. They've been playing well in the secondary. I think our defense is better. All we need is consistent play calling, and we're going to go on our runs that we had.
Hey, Bruce, have a little bit of faith. Even though Buffalo got some holes now. Buffalo got holes. They're decent suspect. We put belt the ass when we played them. And today, the Rams gave them all they asked for.
That's true.
So, and you know, in the AFC, KFC is, I mean, Kansas City, they just got
KFC
the football
is funny.
gods on their side.
Maybe
And
so.
I truly believe the football god is going to be on the Ravens side in the foreseeable future. It's just destined.
So
not Brucey. I mean, not Brucey, but Brucey number 2. My question is,
no Brucey number 1, man. Chill.
So I do have a little bit of concern. All right, the 3 games in 10 days. You got the Giants on the 15th, Steelers on the 21st, and you got to turn right around and play the Texans on the 25th. Is there any level of concern that's
a great question?
You know, that the tiredness could settle in, even though you just came off of a bye week, but we know this is the NFL grown man's league. These guys, they got to run hard because they got to get after it.
Let me say this: if we come out next Sunday and take care of our business against the Giants like we're supposed to, if we can blow them out early, we can probably rest those starters in the fourth quarter. You get some rest, hopefully, because you never know what the Ravens do. Always play down to our competition, so you never know.
True.
You never know. So, concerned a little bit. Yeah, I think the practice has got to be walkthroughs. It can't be nothing physical. It got to be walkthrough practices.
Yeah. It's too tight. It's too tight of a season. Too tight of a week.
And at this point, I'm pretty sure the team got down pat what they really need to do. So I'm not trying to say practice is irrelevant, but I think we're going forward. This bye week is huge. I think we're gonna be ready to go.
Hey, one more thing before I let you go, Bruce.
Yes, sir, bro.
So just in response to what you said about playing Kyle Hamilton too close to the line of scrimmage, part of the reason they do that, and you know this, is that he's a Swiss Army knife type defender, right? You can play him in the box, you can play him in coverage. And also, when he was spending more time closer to the line, if you remember, Baltimore was by far the number 1 defense against the rush. They're not anymore. So that may have something to do with it. I'm not saying that he is the only reason, but the fact that they've kind of changed that and taken him, away from the line more often may have had something to do with that. So, I mean, I guess it's just, pick what you want to do, right? So that was just something I wanted to point to. But, I mean, I think you do have a point, and he's just one of those guys where you can kind of use him anywhere because of his versatility and his range as a defender.
Hey, y'all want me to say this before I get off the phone? I shout out to Notre Dame. They've been producing some good defensive backs the past couple years, man.
Got another one coming out, Benjamin Morrison. So watch out for him.
Yeah. So yeah, man.
Hopefully the Packers get him.
Man. I'll holler
no
at
doubt,
you,
brother. I appreciate the call, man. Always.
All right, brother.
All right, have a good night, man.
All right.
All right, team. Well, I guess we're gonna leave it right there. You have something you want to add before we get out of here, Transformer?
Oh, nothing, man. I'm choosing the Ravens to come out on top and make these playoffs, man. I'm choosing them.
No doubt.
All right, dummy. Let's go ahead and wrap this up, stupid.
All right. Well, we're gonna leave that right here, man. For all y'all that are here, I appreciate you being here. Also, just make sure, if you haven't already, I'm pretty sure if you're here right now, you have hit the like and subscribe. And also, if you should be so interested, man, join the channel, become a member. We got some stuff coming down the pike for that. All right. So, let's do that. And we're going to leave it right here. Y'all have a great night. We will see you Wednesday, and I'll probably have a college football show before that. So, let's talk.
Peace.
We out.